Welcome to this week's special edition of Rocky's 2-Minute Warning. We're going to do a review of the NFC and the AFC. Jeremy's going to take on the NFC. I'm going to handle the AFC. So where do we stand as we look at the playoff picture and how things are evolving?
I think the NFC, three of the divisions are pretty much done. Green Bay, of course, in the north, New Orleans in the south, and San Francisco in the west. The East, basically, I think, is going to come down to the Cowboys, Giants. Cowboys are one up in the Giants right now, but they play this weekend. To me, whoever wins that game is going to win the division. I don't think the other team is going to be in for one of the wild cards.
Well, the Cowboys looked terrible last week.
They did, but usually coming off a loss, they'll pick up their pants, I think, and maybe beat the Giants. Whoever wins that game basically wins the division.
Who are you calling to win it?
I think the Cowboys win the game. I got to call that. Basically, for the wild card, you've got Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, all at 7-5. I don't see Chicago doing much. Forte's out. Obviously, their quarterback Cutler's gone. You look at their schedules; they're very similar. They both play Green Bay and Minnesota. If it came down to a tiebreak, actually Chicago would get in, so they've got the upper hand. But I just don't see them winning two games. I think whoever goes 9-5 ends up pulling that out.
Okay.
What about the AFC?
Well, of course, the AFC East, you got New England 9-3, and the Jets are at 7-5. Both of them a very tough schedule, so I think New England will prevail on that one. The North is the most interesting one, where you've got Baltimore and Pittsburgh, both at 9-3. Both are going to win this week because Baltimore is playing Indianapolis and Pittsburgh is playing Cleveland. But Pittsburgh has a tougher schedule, and Baltimore has won both games head-to-head this year, so I think Baltimore is going to actually win the AFC North, and I wouldn't have thought that a couple of weeks ago. In the West, you've got your favorite quarterback, Tim Tebow, who's on quite the roll, 7-5, and Oakland is 7-5. But once again, both of them have tough schedules, and I think that Denver is going to prevail on that one. They split the two regular season games, so it's going to be interesting if it comes down to a tiebreaker at points. In the South, you've got Houston, who is without a quarterback, as you know, T.J. Yates standing in there, but once again proving this week that you don't need a quarterback to win in the NFL. Tennessee,
unless you're Indy.
Unless you're Indy. Tennessee, who's playing moderately well, and they're at 7-5, so that's going to be an interesting one there. Their schedules are both very weak to finish off the season, so I think that you can expect that Houston will take that conference.
So who do you have coming out of the wild cards?
Well, the wild cards, I mean, a lot of teams in play there. Pittsburgh, I think, is your sure bet, 9-3 right now. I think they're going to finish off at maybe 12-4, and 12-4 is still needing to have that record to win win a wild card spot. And I got the Jets finishing 10-6, and that they'll edge out Oakland for the second wild card spot. Your sure bets for the week?
There seem to be a few of these. I'm going to take. Who do I got? I'm going to take Detroit over Minnesota. Minnie's quarterback Ponder's out. Peterson's out. Detroit's playing decent football. That'll be probably the one game remaining on their schedule they could win. I'm going to take Green Bay over Oakland, which is a layup. Green Bay against anybody, obviously. I'm going to take Seattle at home over St. Louis.
I've got Pittsburgh over Cleveland, Baltimore over Indianapolis, and Tim Tebow over the Chicago Bears with all of their injuries. And your upset?
I'm going to take a real long shot on this one. I'm going to take Tennessee at home versus New Orleans. Chris Johnson ran for like 150 yards last week. He's back. He's fresh. I think that they could actually pull that off.
Well, Tennessee is motivated, and if they're going to get the wild card, that's the way they're going to have to do it, by knocking off New Orleans first. I've got Houston over Cincinnati, so we'll see how that one plays out. Cincinnati's looking strong. They've got to win out their last games of the schedule, and Houston, of course, is playing without a quarterback. Also, this week on Monday night, make sure that you watch Mike and Molly's Christmas special. I tell you this because Seattle at St. Louis is pretty much the worst matchup you're ever going to see on Monday Night Football. Thank you so much.